Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is day 15 and I'm down 18 pounds. It's day 15, but I say it's my 14th day of fully fasting. I don't count the first day because on the first day, that's my start date. So technically day 15, currently down 18 pounds. Tonight I just want to come to you guys, I want to talk to you a little bit, tell you a little bit more about what I'm doing, exactly what I'm doing, what juices I'm drinking, how much I'm drinking, what juices I use, what's my daily, what does my daily regimen look like. First of all, again, like, as I said in my first video, this is not my first time juicing. I have, however, been much cleaner this time than I ever have before. Before, like I said, the very first time I did it, I just heard liquid diet. So I was drinking Kool-Aid and tea and all kinds of stuff. It took me about a month in to figure out exactly what I was doing and, how to get to, strictly juices. So the first thing is, what am I drinking? I am drinking mostly fresh pressed, cold pressed juices that I make here at my home. I'm drinking every day. I want to get a minimum of 64 ounces of juice. And that's 64 ounces. Some of it is store-bought juices. If I'm going to buy store-bought, I make sure that it is organic and not from concentrate, not concentrated. Concentrated juices, I don't want those. Now you may say, well, you're not really, doing the best for your body, and if you're not making all your juices yourself. Well, to those people who can do that, God bless you. I don't have that luxury. I do have a pretty active life, a pretty hectic work schedule. So of course, most of my juices I am making at home, but some I do buy in the store because you gotta do what you gotta do. I still lose the weight. On average, lose about a pound a day, and my health is a lot better. I was just checking out today, my resting heart rate when I started just 15 days ago, just 2 weeks ago, was at like 96, 97. This morning, it was about 68. So already seeing the benefits and feeling better, looking better. One of my coworkers, he's like, man, I can tell your head and your neck look real good. I was like, do it, look good. But so yeah, at least 64 ounces of juice. Also, as much water as you want to drink. I found it's hard for me to get all the water in. One of the crazy things is that I have been diagnosed with diabetes, and yes, I am doing a juice cleanse, juice feast, juice fast, and drinking most of my juices are composed of fruits and some vegetables. I have the palate of a 5-year-old. So those mean green juices that everybody drinks, the cucumber, the apple, the kale, and a little lemon. If I do that, I got to put about 20 apples in, maybe a cucumber, and a little bit of kale. I like it sweet, but still my blood sugar level has gone down. It does go down. One of the things, if you're diabetic, using the bathroom, I don't do that. I was probably going to the bathroom about 15 to 20 times a day. No lie, no exaggeration. Now, I think I've gone twice today, and that's with having all the sugar in my system. I'm still reaping the benefits of Mother Nature, of good juices, fruit juices. So it's definitely working for me. So with that being said, again, I'm drinking at least 64 ounces of juice. I try to get as much water as I can in. It is hard. The longer I go, the harder it is to try to get that water in, and sometimes to get juice. When you very first start, you have that hunger that you're trying to kill, like that first day or two. So for every time I'm hungry or you're hungry, you want to drink some juice or drink some water. Have no problem doing that the first couple days. For me, about day 3 or 4, if I don't make myself, if I don't grab my glass of juice, I'm not gonna drink it. I'll go halfway through the day and not have any juice or water, and that's a no-no. You don't want to do that. So at least 64 ounces of juice, as much water as you want, if you want to do that. Different people say different things. I know for me personally, what's worked for me, I can have no water and be okay or feel okay, or I can have just as much water as I'm having juice and still feel okay. So 64 ounces of juice, 64 ounces of water if you want to do that, or however much, depends on you. When I do that, like I said, the juice, I'm not saying too many vegetables or too. I did the other day make a juice the other night. I wanted like a V8. I wanted that kind of a little thicker, rich, hearty type of. And I took a little bit of onion, a little garlic, tomatoes, carrots, and celery, and made a V8 juice for myself. Too much celery. I don't personally like it that much, so it came out. It's weird. It came out a little salty, but it was. I could take it. It's better than the nothing that I was currently having at the time. So when am I drinking my juices? Do I have this? Do I wake up and the first thing I do is drink a juice? Nope. Me, when I first wake up in the morning, and do whatever I do, my quiet time, all that good stuff, and take a shower. Use the bathroom, take a shower. Then I weigh myself. Again, as I said before in my previous video, I am a person who weighs myself every day. Some people can do it, some people can't. Me, I want to see the progress. I want to see what's going on. Now, there are days when it doesn't you don't see any movement. Like me, I have a calendar, and if you can see that, I have on here all my days. I have on here what I weighed those days when I started. As you see, I started January 2nd, 2018, and it was 307.6. This morning, January 16th, I was 289.6. So that is a total of 18 pounds. If you saw some of those days, it stayed the same. Some of those days, it didn't move. Haven't really gained any, maybe a couple ounces one day, but it stayed. It's been pretty consistent. After that first day, I think I lost like 3 or 4 pounds the first day, and after that, it's been pretty much on track with 8 pounds a day. Because if I do have a day where I don't lose, the next day after that, the second day, I will drop about 2 pounds to make up for that day where it didn't move on the scale. Now, I drink whenever I'm ready. Like I said, after I weigh myself, I want to make sure I'm as light as I can in the morning. After that, that's when I start drinking. I usually get up on my way to work. I've already prepared something from the night before, have everything in my jars, and get that. And I just drink when I feel hungry, or actually I'm not hungry, because you don't really feel hungry after the first day or two. Just when I know I need to. If I look up, I'm like, man, it's 11 o'clock and I haven't had anything. I only had a couple sips. I'll make sure to try to, guzzle down, some juices, or sip on some juices. Speaking of the juices, when I put everything together, I put it in a glass container. My glass container, I try to fill it up as much as possible and put it in the fridge no more than 3 to 5 days. I do have I have three different types of juicers, which I'll show you in just a second, that I use. Currently right now I am using a upright masticating juicer. I'll explain what all that means to the best of my knowledge, and if I mess up, you guys can tell me about it. But fill these up. I want to take at least this is 24 ounces. I got the 24-ounce jars and also have 32-ounce jars. Try to get at least 3 of these in. And again, with the water, it depends on how I feel. I will be starting to work out either the end of this week or next week. After I've gotten the full 3 weeks in, I'll start to work out. So I probably will drink a little bit more water once I do that. But I keep these in my fridge filled up to the top and drink at least 3 of these a day. Oh, and this, by the way, is pineapple juice and orange juice. Tastes amazing. Now, what type of juicer do I use? There are, well, I don't know exactly how many types of juicers there are. The main ones that I know of are the centrifugal juicers, and they're the masticating juicers. Centrifugal meaning that it's going to spin at a very high RPM, or rotations per minute, and most people know that as the Breville. I had Breville was my very first juicer. Having the Breville was a very good juicer for me especially when I first got started, and it's very easy. It has a big open chute where you put the juice in, or not the juice, where you put the fruit in, your fruit or your vegetables. So I was able to use that. Good thing about it is it's very easy to use. Cleanup is pretty good. I usually put a little, like a plastic grocery bag right here in the chute in the back. So when all the fiber and pulp goes in there, pick it up with a grocery bag, throw it in the trash, or some people do other things with it. That was a great juicer, my very first juicer. If you never had a juicer before, that's a great juice, and it's gonna do a world of good for you. The fat, sick, and nearly dead. That's the type of juicer that he has and that he uses. So I used that for years. That gave me a great juice. Then I started researching. I wanted to get a better juice that was going to give me a better yield. You know, if I'm spending the money to buy this fresh produce and try to buy organic, I'm not. If it's something like carrots and grapes and apples, I try to buy organic because you are going to be juicing the skin. You're going to get that. You don't want the pesticides if you can't buy organic. I understand that. Clean it up, make it look, clean it up as best you can. Wash it before. Clean it up. Wash it. Make it as clean as you can before you juice it, because you are eating the skins of those fruits and vegetables, and you don't want to be taking any chemicals when you're trying to let your body heal itself from the inside out. So that was a great juicer. But then I started researching. Wanted something with a better yield, something that was going to give me more juice, for my money. So then I went and got a masticating juicer. Masticating, basically just like the same way that you chew and you just kind of pulverize the food. That's what a masticating juicer is. It is going to crush your fruits and your vegetables, giving you a better yield, which I had the Omega. Love the Omega. It gives you a great yield on your fruit and your vegetables. Only thing that I didn't like about it was that, if you can see, well, I can't really show you, but the chute here is about that big. So you have to cut the food up, your fruits and your vegetables, cut them up into smaller pieces. It just takes more time. Also, once you're feeding everything through, if you want to continue that same great yield of juice, you got to take it down, clean it, so that the screen in there isn't stopped up by all the pulp that can get backed up in there. So basically, it would take a longer time. And then, after researching, I found this. This is an upright masticating juicer. This is the Tribest Slow Star. I've had it for just over a week and I love it. So basically it's the same thing as the Omega, but because it is, as you see, it's taller, you put the fruit and your vegetables here and let gravity do its work. So the chute is a little bit bigger, so I don't have to cut the food up as much, the fruit and vegetables up as much. And when I put them in, they go in, and because it's vertical, gravity works. It comes in, the juice comes out, the pulp goes out over here. I love it. I love this juicer. It has been very good for me. It's cut my time of juicing in half, which it has allowed me to make more juices than I normally would, because I hated the cleanup. I don't like to clean. Ask my wife. I